Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. This is Tanush. So, this video for the predictions for 2025, I'm making specifically for Taurus Ascendant. So maybe I'll make videos for other ascendants later. But Taurus Ascendant people, 2025 is going to be a very special year for you. Very happening year. Year full of gains, year full of opportunities, and it's up to you how you are going to utilize that. So this is a kind of heads up which I'm giving to you, and it's really going to be a wonderful year. Why? We'll speak in detail, right? So now till May, April, May, it's almost going to be the same because except for Saturn, Jupiter would be pretty much in the same sign. Rahu and Ketu would be in the same sign. So the actual change you'll see after the first quarter, which is probably from April 2025, you will see a lot of changes happening in your life, right? And this is a very significant year for almost everyone because major planets, four major planets, which is Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu and Ketu, are changing signs. So by May, I think all the planets would be changing their signs, right? So for Taurus ascendants, needless to tell that a lot depends upon which dasha you are going through and how the planets are placed, but this is a general prediction. So now if we speak about Saturn, Saturn is right now in your 10th house in its own sign. Saturn is one of the best planets for you. It's a Yogaraka planet for you because it holds two wonderful houses, one Trikona and one Kendra house, that is the 9th and 10th house. So undoubtedly one of the best planets for you. Now this planet might have given you opportunities, might have made you work hard for the past 2.5 years. But now when Saturn would transit to your 11th house on 29th March 2025, this is going to be a wonderful transit, especially for you guys. Because Saturn does very well in the Upachaya houses, meaning houses 3, 6, 10 and 11. But 11th house is very special house because what happens, the nature of Saturn is that it is a very slow moving planet and it gives results, good or bad, very slowly, right? So slowly it gives results. But especially when it comes to the 11th house, it changes its nature and it starts giving results pretty fast. And because it is, a Yogaraka planet for you guys, when it transits to the 11th house, it is considered to be a very good transit, because 11th house is gains, the house of gains, also the house of gains from your career, right? It is monetary gains. It represents huge organizations. So we'll speak about that. Now, why 11th house is special for Saturn? Because in natural Kalchakra Kundali, Saturn holds, holds the lordship for the 10th house and the 11th house. So it is a Karaka of your 11th house and it gets into the 11th house now. And one thing you need to remember is even Jupiter is considered a wealth giving planet. Saturn is actually a wealth giving planet because it has the lordship of the 11th house. But when Saturn actually gives wealth, it's like, it sustains for a long time and you will be able to utilize the wealth properly, right? So keep that in mind because this is going to be a wealth giving year filled with opportunities. Now when Saturn comes to 11th house, what does 11th house represents? 11th house represents your network circle. 11th house represents your friend circle, your network circle, gains from your profession. It also represents fulfillment of your desires, fulfillment of hopes and wishes, and Saturn is quite comfortable here. And because it is one of the best planets for you, and especially in the 11th house, it is going to reward you profusely. You will see your career picking up very good, right? So if your planet is, if Saturn is placed in a good sign or in an okay sign in your chart, then this transit will be a wonderful planet. The transit specifically with respect to your career. You will see new opportunities coming your way, promotion, you will be getting a higher role. People who are planning for job change, one of the best periods. Why? Because Jupiter is also going to support you from I think it's from 14th of May. So we'll speak about that after this, after we speak about the transit of Saturn. Now from your 11th house, so 11th house Saturn will now be ready to reward you, to give you new opportunities. And because 11th house is the house of Aquarius, so Aquarius represents, huge community, huge groups, huge gatherings. So you will be connected with, huge groups. You'll be you'll have new network to whom you will connect, and they'll be helping you a lot, right? So you'll also work with people of authority, and you'll work in new projects which will give you very good results, right? Now from 11th house, it aspects your ascendant. So you'll see a change in your personality. You'll become much more matured. You'll be much more dignified in the way you deal with people, right? You will work hard. You will do smart work during this period, and you'll see results coming in very fast. Like I said, Saturn in the 11th house gives results very fast, unlike its slow result giving nature when it is situated in other houses. It also aspects your 5th house, right? So when it aspects your 5th house, it gives you opportunity to actually learn new things. And if Saturn is actually very well placed in your chart, you can see very good gains from share markets. Your children will also do pretty well during this period. Your connect with children will also be wonderful during this period. It also aspects your 8th house. So when Saturn aspects the 8th house, because Saturn is the original karaka of 8th house, and 8th house is the house of longevity, it increases your lifespan, meaning if you are going through some major health crisis, Saturn is going to help you to come out of it. So you might get the right treatment, get in touch with the right doctor, etc., and then it will help you to come out of your situation of health crisis. And even if you have some minor health issues or chronic health issues, which can be minor or medium, and you're struggling with it from long time, so this is a time where you can expect to get the right treatment and come out of that situation, right? Your 8th house also generally represents ups and downs. And when Saturn actually transits to your 11th house, it aspects the 8th house, and it generally tends to stabilize this ups and downs if they are happening in your life, right? So from Saturn's perspective, it's going to be a wonderful year. It's going to be an year filled with opportunities. You'll get opportunity to work with influential people, huge groups, right? MNCs, and you'll see all your hopes and desires getting fulfilled. Now coming to the placement of Jupiter. Jupiter would be moving to your 2nd house. So this would happen on 14th of May, I believe. 14th of May, Jupiter is going to get to your 2nd house, and Jupiter is the original karaka of 2nd house, right? 2nd house is also the house of wealth. So wherever Jupiter sits, it increases, it expands things related to that specific house. And because 2nd house is house of wealth, you can see increase in your wealth. So 11th house, the karaka of 11th house, Saturn, the original owner of the 11th house is in the 11th house, giving you wonderful gains. And the owner of 2nd house, the karaka of 2nd house, the lordship, because Jupiter holds the lordship of 2nd house, is in the 2nd house, right? So from wealth perspective, it's going to be a wonderful happening year. So you'll see good returns coming from your profession or your business, new opportunities coming your way, and Jupiter will ensure that whatever monetary gains you are getting, you will be able to channelize them into proper savings, which will yield wonderful wonderful returns. So for 1 year, with respect to Jupiter, from 14th of May 2025 to May 2026, it's going to be a wonderful year with respect to financial gains and savings. Now from Saturn's perspective, Saturn is going to stay in your 11th house till 2028. So these 3 years are going to be very, very significant for you. From career perspective, from your business perspective. So utilize them to maximum extent, right? Now from Jupiter, from second house, it aspects your sixth house. So sixth house is also the way you work, the style of working, right? So here Jupiter will bring in a lot of proficiency. Your style of working will improve, and you will be able to do things much more efficiently and much more perfectly, right? Your daily routine would be set now. You will be able to manage your time much more effectively during this period. Jupiter also aspects your eighth house. So any health issues, Saturn is helping you to get out of that. The seventh aspect of Jupiter will also help you to deal with your health issues, right? So very good period from that perspective. Now Jupiter from the second house also aspects your 10th house. So when second house Jupiter in the second house aspects the 10th house, you will get wonderful opportunities at your workplace. So Saturn is giving you wonderful opportunities at your workplace. Jupiter is also giving you wonderful opportunities at your workplace, right? So it will be filled with opportunities. It's up to you how to utilize that, right? And because Jupiter is in the second house and aspecting the 10th house, whatever opportunities you get will give you wonderful monetary gains or increase in your remuneration, meaning you will get a wonderful package. If you are planning to start any new business, that will give wonderful returns to you, right? So from Jupiter's perspective, you can expect change in the job if you are willing. You can expect change in the role if you are expecting higher role, and promotion, or change in the job is clearly depicted by Jupiter's aspect to the 10th house, right? Now coming to Rahu and Ketu. Rahu is coming to your 10th house, and Ketu obviously would be in the 4th house. Now 10th house Rahu is considered to be one of the best Rahus. The placement of Rahu in the 10th house and 11th house is considered to be one of the best, and because it is coming to the sign of Aquarius, so Rahu is considered the co-owner of the sign of Aquarius. So Rahu gets very comfortable here, and Rahu in the 10th house is capable of giving you gains which is like out of proportion and very fast, right? So Rahu is a very, very clever planet, and in the sign of Aquarius, Rahu represents working with huge organization, huge groups, and working with MNCs, people of foreign connections, travel to foreign places. All these things are represented by Rahu in the sign of Aquarius, right? Now Jupiter surely gives you growth, progress, expansion, but that would be a kind of gradual expansion, which is the nature of Jupiter. But the nature of Rahu is unpredictable, and Rahu is known to take different means, clever means, wise means to achieve success. And we all know that Rahu is not satisfied with the amount of success you get. It always aspires for more, right? So this nature of Rahu, right? So this nature of Rahu will now get into you. So Rahu will not only give you opportunities, it will give you opportunities which you cannot even perceive, right? You cannot even perceive that, probably you will get this kind of break or this kind of role, or you'll start this kind of business. So it's like you never expected that, and Rahu gives you that kind of opportunity. And Saturn will ensure that you will make proper use of that opportunity. And Jupiter sitting in the second house, aspecting the 10th house, will guarantee success in all your endeavors and will make sure that you get good returns, right? So you see how the transit of Saturn is helping you, the transit of Jupiter is excellent, it's also helping you, and the transit of Rahu is also helping you, right? Now Ketu in the 4th house, one thing is it will kind of isolate you from your family. So we can interpret that because Rahu is in the 10th house, and the placement, looking at the placement of Saturn and Jupiter, you will get such wonderful opportunities that you will be fully preoccupied with the work at your, with work at your office or in your business, and probably you'll not get time to actually spend much time with the family. It can also imply that you may travel away from your family for work, because Rahu is in the 10th house and Saturn is in the 11th house. Travel is also depicted, so chances of travel to foreign country is also clearly depicted by the transit of Rahu and Saturn, right? So overall, Taurus Ascendant friends, it's going to be a wonderful transit. Saturn will be in your 11th house for 3 years. So I think till March 2028, it's going to be in your 11th house. So it will give you wonderful opportunities. And like I said, 11th of Saturn gives results very fast, right? And because it's a Yogaraka planet for you, obviously the results would be more towards the positive side, and you'll actually make very good progress in your profession, right? The placement of Jupiter for 1 year is awesome. It's awesome, right? And Rahu in the 10th house, excellent. So, prepare yourself for the upcoming time and utilize it to the maximum extent, right? So guys, these were my thoughts, and this video is especially for Taurus Ascendant because the upcoming time looks very, very promising, right? So thank you very much for watching the video, and if you like my video, you can subscribe to my channel. I'll be back soon with another video. Thank you so much.